Okay, let's dive into a massive challenge that pretty much every modern company is facing: how to handle security when you're using multiple clouds. See, businesses are spreading out across different cloud providers to get the best features, which is smart, but it also creates this incredibly complex, tangled web of security risks. So today, we're going to talk about how to get from that total chaos to having real control.
So let me ask you a question to get us started. Think about your company's cloud setup. Is it a fortress? With strong walls, clear gates, everything protected? Or is it more like a maze, full of twists, turns, and a ton of hidden corners where threats can just lurk, completely unseen?
For most businesses today, the answer is, yeah, it's a maze. It's pretty standard now to use AWS for one thing, maybe Azure for another, and Google Cloud for your data stuff. And that approach, picking the best of the best, is awesome for getting things done, but it has this huge hidden downside. Each of those clouds becomes its own little island, which makes creating one solid defense almost impossible.
Now, to really get why this is so risky, we have to talk about something called security posture. Just think of it like your company's overall cyber health score. It's not about one single tool or rule, it's about your total ability to stand up to an attack and bounce back. And as you're about to see, keeping that posture strong and consistent when you're stretched across multiple clouds, well, that's the real challenge.
And this brings us right to the heart of the issue. If you're using 3 different clouds, you've probably got 3 different security headaches. Each one is basically its own silo. It's got its own set of tools, its own way of doing things. And that separation, it isn't just inefficient, it is seriously dangerous.
And here's the kind of crazy part. The tools themselves are actually fantastic. You've got AWS GuardDuty, Microsoft Defender for Cloud, Google Security Command Center. These are all incredibly powerful, top-of-the-line security systems. Each one is perfectly built for its own little world. So on paper, that sounds great, right? Well, here's the fatal flaw in the whole system. They don't talk to each other. Not at all. So GuardDuty has no idea what Defender is seeing, and neither of them is sharing notes with Google. It's like having 3 world-class security guards in one building who refuse to speak to one another. So an attacker could poke around in Azure, trip an alarm that Defender sees, but then use what they learned to launch the real attack over on AWS. And because GuardDuty never got the memo, your defense is already a step behind. So what's the fix? How do we solve this? The solution is all about building a bridge between these islands, and we do that with what's called a unified security dashboard, or what people in the industry call a single pane of glass. The whole idea is beautifully simple. One screen to see everything, no matter where it's happening.
And this, right here, is the ultimate goal. That single pane of glass is driven by this one powerful idea. You need a single source of truth. Just imagine it, one central hub for every single alert from every single provider. No more jumping between a dozen browser tabs, no more trying to piece together clues by hand. Just one clear picture of what's going on.
But a truly great dashboard does way more than just show you a bunch of data. Honestly, that would just be a tidal wave of alerts, and who needs that? No, its real power is in turning all that raw data, all that noise, into smart, actionable intelligence. It's about finding that one critical signal that actually matters. And that intelligence really comes from this simple 3-step process. First up, prioritization. The system automatically points you to the biggest, most urgent fires you need to put out right now. Next, trend analysis. This is where you start seeing the patterns. Are you getting hit with the same kind of attack over and over? And finally, remediation tracking. This makes sure that when you fix a problem, it actually stays fixed for good.
So when you put all of that together, what's the end result? What's the big payoff? Well, it's a fundamental shift in your entire security operation. You go from a state of constant, stressful chaos to a state of calm, strategic control.
A transformation here is just night and day. Before, your security team is always reacting. The systems are incredibly complex to manage, and you're operating with huge, terrifying blind spots. But after you get that unified view, everything becomes proactive and clear. You suddenly have full visibility. It's a complete game changer in how you manage risk. And what this really comes down to is empowering your people. They can finally stop being digital firefighters, just running from one crisis to the next, completely overwhelmed. Instead, they get to become strategic commanders. They can see the entire battlefield and make smart, informed decisions because they finally have the complete picture.
So this all leads us to one final, really important question. We're living in a world where cyber attacks are getting faster, smarter, and are being supercharged by AI. In that world, can anyone really afford to have a fragmented, siloed view of their security? You have to wonder,
Is a unified view just a best practice anymore, or is it now the only way to survive?